Hi, good morning, folks. This is Kenneth Price, and I have actually begun a YouTube channel specifically tailored for those who are in the withdrawal community. It's starting to fall into my lap, folks, and it's actually an honor and a privilege. If you watch my other videos, I'll tell you one thing, folks. This is opening up my own heart. That's how I'm healing from that. If you haven't watched my other videos before, I was 25 years polydrugged on countless psych meds, including benzodiazepines. And I went through a very painful and frightening withdrawal. However, it's because of that withdrawal and because of my emergence that I'm able to make these videos, and I'm able to come back, and I'm able to shine a lighthouse for everyone else. With all due humility, of course. Trust me. I'm not proud to be making these videos, but humility is where the strength's coming from. So here I go. I want to make one more video for everyone this morning before I go off to work. This one's going to be about blame. Everyone, blame. I get it, folks. I get it. When we're in the throes of withdrawal, who wouldn't blame? I did too. Actually, before the withdrawals, during the the psych meds stopped working a long time ago, so there was blame all throughout my story. And that's why I want to make this video. I want to meet you where you're at, and number one, say I understand. And because you've watched my other videos, and if you haven't, I would highly invite you to do it. You know what I do. I've given myself a label. I call myself the Benzo and Psych Med Recovery Catalyst. I like that title. And I will hold that title with pride. I earned that title, by the way. These are my real world credentials. So let's get back to blame. Okay, folks, I'm 54 years old. And when I went down the road of psychiatry, it may have saved my life. Let's give these pills some credit. They did what they were supposed to do when they were supposed to do it. If it wasn't for the psychotropics and the benzodiazepines, maybe I wouldn't be here today. Okay, let's start that. Now, let's go even further. I'm going to pan way out for everybody. If you've seen my other videos, I go way above the battleground with these conversations. And that's the gist of my ministry, I guess. Call this a ministry. I'm not a religious person, but I guess this would be under the category of a ministry. I pan out, and I can get in a helicopter and rise above the dark forest and give you guys some perspective. Because when, my adventure, parable, had come to an end, there were nuggets all over the place. That's what I want to share with you guys, these nuggets. So it's blame. Okay. Here we are in 2021. We're coming up on 2022 in the holiday season. I don't know about you folks, but it was still the 80s when they put me on these meds. They didn't have YouTube. They didn't have Gmail. Didn't even have any email. They didn't have Facebook. Didn't have Twitter. They didn't have Zoom. They didn't have Byron Katie. They didn't have Eckhart Tolle. They, Deepak Chopra was, in my circles, he was considered to be a cult member. Do you see where I'm going with this, folks? When I pan out, I'm telling you, the world's changing in a very big way. Now, we all know the world's changing. Let's not be ostriches and stick our head in the sand. I'm not some Pollyanna, going to paint pink paint over this. You've watched my other videos. I don't paint pink paint over anything. I call it out like it is. We're in 2021. We're coming on the holiday season, and we've been, in lockdowns, and we've had pandemic stories for over a year and a half by now, and the world apparently is falling apart on my left hand. Let's focus on what's happening on my right hand. We've got tools and resources that were never available before. I could not have come off my psych meds any sooner than I did, folks. And I'm sorry that you're all going through a very painful withdrawal, but I went through one too. And the reason I come back is you need to look into my eyes, and you need to understand there is a lighthouse out there. I'm not the only one, by the way. There are countless lighthouses. Let me go even further. Your lighthouses don't have to come from the medically injured community either. Watch my other video about the tools and resources. Whether or not, you don't need to find somebody whose story matches yours, because we're not going back into the story, folks. And I'm going to post another video. I will give you my story, by the way, but that's not for this video. We're not going to try and find others who have had our same symptoms. We're going to find others who have surmounted and overcome great obstacles in this world. And I'm telling you, it's possible. It is possible. Okay? Getting back to blame. Right now, we're going through what Terence McKenna would call, he didn't call it time wave zero. He had, maybe not, maybe he didn't say this. We're actually at a collective tipping point. If you want to go into some of the metaphysics, call it the 100-month monkey effect. As a collective, we are moving into a higher vibrational opportunity. I'm not entirely convinced that all these withdrawal stories, and I'm getting them almost every day now, people calling me, you know, just absolutely panicking. I'm not entirely convinced that all of this has to do with the pharmaceuticals flushing out. All of humanity is going through a quantum leap right now. This is the story that you need to hold on to. All of humanity is being challenged right now. Grab onto this, because this story can go, again, you've got a choice right now. You can go into my left hand and say that the world's going down the tubes. If you want to, you can join that world. Or with my right hand, you can say there are opportunities now that have never been available before. We're getting a flood of information, and what information are you going to choose? Okay? That's the whole purpose of this ministry, is I'm here to provide tools and resources for a ministry tailor-made for the medically injured community, because, remember my story, there probably wasn't a psych med on the market that wasn't tried on me. And let's go over the benzos too. Those were the big ones. Folks, they said I had bipolar. They may have said I was schizophrenic. They definitely, there was depression, and the anxiety was through the roof. Those were symptoms. The true story, you know, beyond all that, is that I was a highly sensitive young man, traumatized, didn't have enough tools to match the coping mechanisms to match that trauma. That's the synopsis of my story. Those doctors were doing the best they could. I probably want to thank them all, and I hope you can too. Thank them for saving your life so you can get to this point. And that's where I'm going to meet you, is at this point. Topic of this video is blame. And where I want to go with this is that now there are opportunities and resources. That's where I want to share with you. That's where I want to take my FaceTime calls. That's the reason I'm posting my videos. I'm just going to flood with tools and resources. Now, if these tools and resources came from some, new age life coach, you know, manifest, I mean, you know, you turn them off in 2 seconds. And I wouldn't blame you. But these tools and resources are coming from somebody who truly believed he was damaged and discovered that story wasn't true. You've watched my other videos. Remember, we have not been damaged because who we are cannot be damaged. I didn't plan any of this, folks. I thought, well, after the withdrawals, you know, it's over for me. You know, career's been leveled. I'm never going to become an architect. You know, I'm never going to get a 9-to-5 job, and I'm never going to go back into investing, and I'm never going to get all that money back. Investing is balderdash. Corporate jobs are balderdash. Investments and, retirement accounts, balderdash. When compared to this, we have the opportunity now to harness something very powerful to participate in a global ascension. And these are the conversations that are going to end this narrative of my brain has been damaged and I'm in a psychiatric withdrawal and look what the doctors did to us. Okay? I'm not minimizing your withdrawal. I'm not. How painful it was and frightening. But I'm offering you, extending you a gift of a new narrative. And I'm free here on FaceTime anytime if you want to share in that narrative. Okay? That's why I'm recovery catalyst. And I don't even like the word recovery. I'm a wordsmith. I prefer the word emergence. I have great admiration. I have great respect. And I bow to you in homage. All of you are my family. And I want my family to know joy. 10-minute video on blame from Kenneth Price for the medically injured community in November. Have a happy holidays, everybody. We're coming on Thanksgiving. And, let's give ourselves gratitude for this opportunity of life. We've got to thank for this opportunity of life. And the universe, God, higher power, angels, Allah, Jesus, whatever vernacular you use, whatever higher power you use, will respond. And let's start searching for those responses. That's what I do. I don't give you the responses for the universe, but I help you find yours. We're all getting them. Christians call them miracles. And that's pretty close. Went a little bit over. This one's 11 minutes. FaceTime me. I'll leave my FaceTime Facebook link in the bottom, and I use FaceTime for these calls in addition to Zoom. And leave your comments below. Listen, folks, I need to hear from you. I'm just making videos here to a screen and an iPad, and I'm staring at myself. But when I hear from you, I keep going. So even if any comments you've got below, post them, because that helps me keep this alive. I don't charge any money. This is all outreach. And so I need your cooperation in all of this. God bless. Almost 12 minutes. You'll all be fine. Deep breath. Who you are, back up. You have not been damaged because who you are cannot be damaged. I'm fine. I'm better than fine. So will you be. God bless. Love you all. Bye.